Welcome, friends, to my review of the Nexdock XL. It is going to be an unboxing and review, so I first wanted to go through the product listing right on our website to review the reasons why I bought it, and then we're going to unbox and review the product and try connecting into the different things. So the reason why I found out about this is that I think it was Tech Hut. Shout out to Tech Hut. He made a review about this product. So what it is that it can convert on a phone, like a Samsung phone or other phones, into a PC with a full-size keyboard and a touchpad. So that's kind of nice. So connect your phone to the stuff and yeah, learn more. Let's learn more about this Nexdock. So it's normally $329, and for the Black Friday sale, it's $289. I think it's for the holidays $289. Plus tax, so it's like $3 and change. So here are some people's reviews of it. It's a 15.6-inch touchscreen, so it's huge full-size keyboard. And it has both HDMI input and USB-C input. This is a full HD, 1920 by 1080, and you see the way that it converts into the two different standing positions, which I kind of like, actually. That's nice. And the reason why I bought this is that the way Tech Hut uses it is that he has several PCs that are headless, and to connect, let's say right here, I have a mouse and a keyboard with like a huge wire, stuff like that, to connect to a desktop PC that you might want to operate, especially if you have like several servers. What really sold me on the idea is that I could have this guy charged up, and via one USB-C cable, I can have both a keyboard, a mouse, and video connected for me to service that computer. And I also like that the screen is touchscreen. So apparently it doesn't require any drivers, just works right off the bat. There's a little touchpad on the right side, and the different phones that are compatible with it, and the technical specifications. So it's an IPS touch, fully laminated, 16 by 9. It has a 49.8 watt-hour battery. Input ports, it has both a USB-C 3.1 with display ports, so it could even charge your phone at 5 watts. 5 volts times 1 amp, so it's like 5 watts. It could probably even charge your phone at 5 watts. So maybe power it, so keep it going. And it has a 49 watt-hour battery. So at 5 watts, it has what, 10 hours of battery time for you? So you could watch your YouTube videos through your phone's LTE battery through the thing. And it has a built-in speaker, other ports. It has a micro SD, headphone audio jack. So that's kind of cool. If you don't have like a headphone audio jack on your phone, which a lot of don't, you could actually connect it, and then you have a USB A 3.0 data port. If I understand it correctly, this is probably would be used if you wanted to connect a USB mouse separately on the side, or like plug in, let's say, a USB drive, something like that. 4 2-watt speakers and a full-sized backlit keyboard. So that's the dimensions in millimeters, and it weighs like, is that 4 pounds? 450. So yeah, it weighs about 4 pounds. It's a heavy boy. What's in the box? And now let's start the actual review, unboxing. We're going to be unboxing it for the first time, and I'm going to give you my initial impressions as we open it up. All right, friends, so let's do the unboxing now. So the Nexdock, let's get this box open. That's pretty. Nice, pretty little thing. I like the packaging. The packaging looks very legit, nice and soft over here. The Nexdock quick start guide. Let's see what we have here. So what's in the box? The Nexdock XL, a 45-watt USB-C charger, a 20-centimeter USB-C flat cable, mini HDMI to HDMI, metal ring, quick plug. would not work with the Nexdock if connected to USB-C charging port. So if we connect to this port over here, this is supposed to be for the USB-C charging port. So I guess it won't work on both of them. So this is the one for the data. So this is where we want to plug in your computer or your iPhone or whatever phone. To charge your Nexdock with the provided adapter, use the USB-C closer to the back of the edge. The Nexdock would not charge if connected to USB-C smartphone port. Okay. Next, okay. Turn on Smart Dock by pressing the power button and using your smartphone. Okay. 4. Where's the 4? 1, 2, 3. The 4. Okay. So apparently there is a wireless charging pad over here. That's pretty cool. Next, ready to connect screen. Bluetooth keyboard, wireless display. Okay. For wireless connection, with or without wireless charging, open settings, connect to your tap scan and pair Nexdock keyboard to the keyboard. For touchscreen, connect Samsung. Boom, boom, boom. So okay, on the Samsung phone, pull the notification, tap on the DeX. You can now connect the Bluetooth keyboard anytime pressing function C. You can disconnect anytime pressing FN plus C. Keys are to disconnect Bluetooth screen. You need to unpair touch. Okay. What's over here? Connecting other devices. USB-C input. So some cables can be plugged in and connected to the devices. You can use input as follows. USB-C Windows laptops, Chromebooks, HDMI input. The devices you can use with HDMI input are as follows: PC, laptop, servers. When a device is connected via HDMI, a secondary USB cable is required to connect the keyboard, touchpad, and touchscreen. So that kind of makes sense because you're not getting the data and the video right from it. HDMI only provides video. You can still control volume, brightness, and more settings via OSD control panel on the touchscreen. On-screen OSD panel. To control panel, adjust the volume. Swipe down with 2 fingers to get the panel. Okay. Some settings at the table enable smartphone charging, wireless charging, lock screen rotation, check battery level. Okay. Keyboard functions. So USB-C input or okay, and it's not working in tablet mode. So function, press escape. Is touchpad on and off. Function plus F1. Switch between apps. That's pretty cool. And take screenshot. That's pretty cool. Function plus F11. Do not store in humid environments. Okay, don't open it up. So the quick start guide, I would say to Nexdock, guys, good job with this quick start guide. I think it gives you everything you need to know about this device right off the bat. But here we are for the main attraction here. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that feels nice. Wow. They definitely follow the Apple philosophy with this. This is all, I think, aluminum. Anodized aluminum. And it definitely does not feel cheap whatsoever. I feel like I have a Mac Pro. I have a 16-inch Mac Pro. And this feels kind of like that. Let's open this up for the first time. Ooh, that's beautiful. Okay. So what do we have here? We have the beautiful keyboard with the functions. It's backlit. I like the touchpad, so this could be used nicely. The keyboard, I just feel like first impressions, if they put a little Apple logo over here, I would think it's Apple, If they put an Apple logo instead of like this little circle thing, I would think it's an Apple. That's amazing. I like that it's a huge screen, 15.6 inch, and it's touch screen. I like that it has a battery power in it, and think about the use cases where you could actually use it. So we have the one for the tablet, and we have the HDMI port on this side, and we have the, remember as I told you, the keyboard, USB-E, headphones, and the power button. Do I have to hold it down? Perhaps maybe I need to charge it up. So now let's quickly, now that we check this out, yeah, it is a heavy boy. However, that's not what you're buying it for. I think you're buying it for the quality. So overall, I would say the quality is just phenomenal. It has these rubber feet on the back, so if you're on a glass surface like this, it's not going to slip around, which is nice. I would say overall nice. You can't really open it up with one hand. You have to, I guess, use both hands to kind of like open it up. I got a feeling maybe the hinges, or maybe there might be some sort of magnetized kind of like lid closing holding thing that keeps the lid closed. So nice design choice over here. Let's peel this guy off because we can. Ooh, that's beautiful. That nice feeling. Peel. Feel that peel. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do, and thumb up the video. Okay. Next. So this is the beauty. I'm gonna charge it up, and then we'll see the rest of it, what we can connect it to in the next part of the video. Let's look at the charging bricks. What we get cable wise. So we got this little short buddy cable. So we got a 20 gigabits per second. So definitely not a cheap cable to connect to the monitor. We have a mini HDMI to a standard HDMI connector, which is nice. And a USB 3.1 USB-C cable. And here's the adapter for the power brick in case you need to have a European adapter. I guess you connect it for the US and I guess Japan. This one's nice, 45 watts, USB-C. So I'm gonna charge it up, and we'll see you in the next video, in the next part of the video. So I have it now connected to this mini PC via HDMI port. Connecting it via this guy. This guy needed didn't have any USB-C ports, so I connected an adapter to it, and it didn't work that way. When you have it connected via HDMI mode only, you don't get any of the touchscreen capabilities. So I tried the USB-A to USB-A cable over here, and I'm not getting any touchscreen capability either. Or maybe I have to press this guy, something like that, to enable the keyboard. So for a MacBook, it does work. And the mouse support does work. So moving around the mouse, that is nice. And let's see. Okay. So keyboard works. So on a Mac Pro, it does work with the one cable. Touchscreen capability although is lacking. So no touchscreen on it when it's connected this way. But that's kind of cool. So maybe it could work very well on a Mac Mini, or a Mac Pro. Now let's see what it does when you connect it to an iPad. When you connect an iPad to it, it looks like, again, I'm not getting any of this touch stuff. Maybe it's because this guy's connected. Let's connect this guy up again. So touch interface and the keyboard does work. However, oh, the mouse does work. So the mouse does work. So what it does is that it copies the thing. So you could probably use this instead of a Mac keyboard. However, the display on the iPad is kind of nicer. So it works with an iPad. It works with a Mac Pro. And you saw the sizes. It's pretty much the same size as the big Mac Pro, which is nice. What else do I have to connect to it? Connecting it to my desktop PC over here via USB-C port directly to there. It's not showing up. I have a Windows 10 system, so that's not showing up. However, I'm pretty sure it would work through the HDMI cable, mini HDMI to HDMI cable. Now let's see if I could at least get the USB keyboard to work from that device. So it's not fair to compare it, I guess, to this screen, but made me appreciate my iPad screen so much more. $300. Is it worth it? It's a yes and a no. Yes, because buying a keyboard separately, a mouse separately, and all this other stuff, and especially, yes, an external monitor you could get between $70 and about $200, 1080p IPS. However, supposedly this is a touch display, so having touch functionality and the keyboard and the thing is definitely worth at least the $200. The next best option I saw on Amazon for $200 was a 14-inch and not a 15.6. It does have a built-in speaker. That's nice. So certain phones don't even have a headphone jack, so you might want to be able to type up your email with a full screen. So this is probably exactly what it's made for, with people that have a Samsung phone and want to have that usability of being able to type up an email on a full-sized keyboard and having that touchpad to look around. You know, it's not designed for everything. However, it is probably compatible with most things. So perhaps I could just connect separately a USB keyboard. So a standard monitor would still need a stand. So even if you can't use the keyboard right away, so that's one of those things I wish that keyboard would work out of the box. I got to figure out how that works. The USB-A keyboard to there, to the computer, wasn't producing to the Windows 10 computer, wasn't producing an output. Neither was I getting a touchscreen output. So you need a computer, I believe, with display out mode, or install some software that makes the alt mode work over USB. Basically, HDMI or video output over USB. Overall, I do love the build quality. The build quality screams Apple, and it feels like my Mac Pro, 16-inch. I like the placement of this mouse pad of the mouse. That's kind of convenient on the right side. On the Mac Pro, it's right here in the middle, really big. But I do like that this is nice and big. I do like that it does have a backlit keyboard. I do like that it's a touchscreen when you can get it to work. especially if you could get it to work on a Windows PC. What's the use cases? Probably most likely with your phone. And apparently there's options to connect it via Bluetooth, so you could just broadcast right from your phone to this thing and watch the video on a bigger screen than your phone. That's kind of convenient. To be able to type up an email, that's convenient. To work on a Google Doc, that's convenient. However, the use case I bought it for is to be able to connect to, let's say, a mini PC or a desktop PC, something that I'm working on for network administration, especially when you're setting up something for the first time. However, I do find that it might be just easier to just take my Dell monitor, plug in the HDMI, and plug in my external keyboard, and I would get at least most of the benefit. However, this is more compact. When you're not using it, you could just throw it away. I mean, throw it into the put it to the side. I don't want to throw it away. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna figure out what to use with it. That's just like with every tech piece. Like, you don't know exactly the right use case for it. So I do like that it has the headphone jack. I guess I do like that it has the Bluetooth, even though I'm a non-wireless guy. That's kind of cool that it has the Bluetooth and back and forth receiving of the data. What else? What I don't like is that it's not as universally compatible as I initially thought, where I wasn't able to just plug in right out the box and get my touch screen working and the keyboard working with at least plugging in a separate USB-A cable. What's up with that? Why can't I plug in USB-A cable or have this guy connected USB-C cable into and HDMI cable? That would have been really easy. That would have just completely solved it. If I had one USB-A cable for the keyboard and the mouse and for the touch screen, and one HDMI port for the PC, now it's universally compatible. But because I couldn't get this guy to work on my Windows 10 PC, which has like all the Windows updates, and it advertised to work out the box, I didn't see any like software downloads, and perhaps maybe these Nexdock people haven't realized what people would be using this for in the first place. So what I recommended, probably not if you're using it for the use case that I'm talking about. For those that do have like a Samsung phone or several of the phones that are supported, that's kind of cool. It is a game changer. However, then might as well just go for an iPad. It's much more compact and much more beautiful screen, not as reflective. This is a glossy screen. However, this one, compared to the two, maybe this iPhone is biased, but I could definitely see the difference that in the colors. I could see the difference. Well, obviously this higher resolution. However, this white is nicer white and this one is lighter white. The touchscreen support not working directly out the box for let's say an iPad, or it did work on a Mac. However, on a Mac you just might as well keep the keyboard because you already have a keyboard and a mouse. Why would you need a separate keyboard and mouse? You might as well just get a $100 15.6-inch IPS screen and call it a day. Or even better yet, spend maybe $200-300 and maybe even go for an OLED outside screen, or just connect it to a big desktop screen like right there. That one is a touch screen, and it has an HDMI cable that you plug in for HDMI and a USB cable, and the touch screen works. So that Dell monitor does work. It's a 24-inch 1080p monitor. Worked with this computer fine. So out the box, it's okay. I'm gonna consider returning it because this is not I usually like to make reviews where everything just works perfectly. However, you know, I'm not here. I didn't get paid for this review. I bought this with my own money. Yes, I got it for a deal for the, you know, I guess Black Friday deals, $30 discount. However, I just don't feel like it has the functionality that I want, you know, to like work out the box. You know, I did try to connect it to that desktop PC that's a Windows 10 through the USB C cable 3.1, and I guess it needs a display out mode or something like that. So once you start having to connect an HDMI cable to the thing, then this guy not working directly with that guy right away also it calls it into question. And then having a separate power brick, it just becomes kind of like a laptop without any brains. And this thing wasn't designed with any brains either in mind, where you could just use this keyboard as a wired keyboard. Like I have a wired keyboard, I have a wired, so I connect the keyboard, that's one USB port. I connect that guy, that's another USB port. And then it already has a speaker. I attach the speaker to it, a Dell sound bar. And now I have a touch screen 1080p monitor, and it just works out the box. I don't have to figure things out, and I have a keyboard working. So for a KVM or something to service computers, I'm just going to use that. And this one is kind of like middle ground. It's neither here nor there. I just wish you could just plug it in. You know, I've never had an issue where I just didn't plug in a keyboard and it just didn't show up as a device that I could just use right away. Maybe I'm missing something here. However, the universal use for it, like the Tech Hut advertised for it, it seems kind of like useless. I do have external monitors. I have 15.6 inch USB-C monitors that just plug in and it just displays the video. So like, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I could show you right now working right from that desktop PC that I have on the right side via USB-C port. Let me see, will it work? I couldn't find it, the specific thing. However, it's a Asus ZenScreen 15.6 inch non-touch monitor, 1080p. What I do like about that monitor is that there is software. It's USB software to make display mode work over USB. So that's what Nexdock should have put. If you need the software, so that people would at least install it for the first time to make that work. But then the question becomes like this: okay, what about that right USB port? What's the heck? What is the point of it? Why didn't the mouse and keyboard work? Yeah, so what is the solution for? It's for a person that wants to do everything on their phone and that has specifically a Samsung phone, and not necessarily like an iPad or an iPhone. I wouldn't even know how to connect, unless it's a new iPhone that has a USB-C cable. You could broadcast to it wirelessly. I guess that's cool. So quality, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. Usability, I would give it like a 2 out of 5, because it should have had a much more universal usability. Price to value, I would just give it a 1. It needs to be more universal. 1 out of 5. Just, you know, for $300, I just feel like I have some sort of a gimmick, not something that I could just connect out the box to a mini PC and just use that, or to use it to service computers. I could just use that tried and tested. You plug it into the wall. I had to connect the wall wart to this one too. Yes, it does have the battery in it. Yes, maybe it could use this thing, I think this might be a wireless charger. Yes, this could be a touch screen. However, if it's not working out the box, see? Nope. If you want the keyboard and the mouse, you could just get the Apple keyboard for your iPad Pro, and that will work completely. I have an Apple keyboard. It's fantastic. It's nice and quality. Also, you get that feel, that high quality. So, yeah, I wish I could put better stuff in the review. Perhaps maybe the other people got paid for their review. However, I would would appreciate you to thumb up this video and subscribe, and maybe check out the Amazon link to maybe check out the competitor and see if you like those. However, I'm thinking I might need to return this unit because I can't use it for what I needed to use it for, and I guess Tech Hut used it, but he never showed it connected. He just showed, oh, here I have this device. I thought it could be very useful. However, I could just have a separate external screen, and I could have a separate USB keyboard, two cords, both plug into the mini PC, and I don't have that wall wart, and I don't have this heavy, big foot space in order to make that work. And then you could just enable remote desktop connection on Windows, and you could just remotely connect to it and use your big desktop keyboard and mouse. So this is for those people that want to turn their Samsung phone into a desktop PC. So I wish you guys the best. I just wish it worked on more devices. So I wanted so for the future releases, guys, I want more Mac compatibility. Like this iPad should have displayed it like maybe better, or in Mac Pro that I connected originally. That would have been cool if I would have had touchscreen capability. That would have been kind of cool. I have it kind of like as a tent style, and then I could have used that in order to make that work. So yeah, this device, yeah, I just wish it worked better. All right, friends, hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.